PK, I feel like, has been killing it in the lane. This guy just gets better and better every year, and I feel like it was like 4 years ago we're like, man, GPK is one of the best mids in the world. And he kind of had a drop off, but now I feel like he's back to that status. I really think he is a large reason why Boomboys have gotten this far in the first place, but Collapse has something to say about that, already getting first blood against the TA lane with the Hoodwink.
Yeah, and I think Team Spirit, they're a team who don't rely on Laurel necessarily having a good game, whereas he doesn't tend to push advantages in the lane. I feel like we very often see him come out happy if he even goes even. So in the same way, they're also very comfortable. And so seeing that first blood for Collapse, you know, that surely that gives Laurel a bit of comfort here in the mid lane.
Talk about some of our other matchups. We got Yatoro on a Tiny, something that is pretty unexpected, but the panel did identify pretty early on that the way this draft went, Tiny, like Yatoro had his total free option of carries. There was pretty much anything could have worked, and he opted for the Tiny. He got Rue and the Wyvern matched up against a classic, a save Coddle. And that is one of the things that the panel pointed out is, well, what Boomboys are going to have to ride on for victory.
I think he had a win and a loss this morning, if I recall, in the series that we covered earlier today. So obviously already a little warmed up on the hero, but in the win, it was a lot of that classic Coddle shenanigans of just like keeping the push going. Like, they got a very early close it on the game because of the ability to push the resources, keep the pressure moving, and actually go high ground, which of course has been very difficult for many people.
And if mana is not a problem, and cooldowns aren't really a problem, right?
Yeah.
This lineup has extremely low cooldowns. The longest cooldown they have is like Stampede and Laguna Blade. Pretty whatever. So if they can kind of get that momentum, there's nothing stopping them to just go and hunt again in 10 seconds.
Very solid in that regard. I like seeing this Tiny for Yatoro in the sense that I feel like the team fights have been getting very spaghetti at TI, as it does. You know, we get the best and the worst Dota in a way at TI, where, you know, the nerves are there, the fights get a little bit crazy, and so just having these carries that have the extra bit of stun, you might not hit 1,000 GPM. I know. I'm sorry, fantasy players who had Satanic.
Yeah,
it was a little
really
lower last game. That was
yeah.
tough. You know, Yatoro, same thing might happen here, but what he lacks in GPM, don't check your fantasy cap. what he lacks in GPM,
What's wrong with checking fantasy in the middle of the game?
Fight and kill. I know you were just hoping to see that Crimson Witness. Yeah, me either. Yeah. Tough out here, I know. But yeah, I like to see the ability for the carry to have that impact, right? Because every extra stun just matters so much when we see teams like missing spells that maybe you don't usually see.
Yep. And when it comes to TI, right, the team fight spells, but also the repositioning, right? Those are always such powerful tools when everybody kind of clusters up a little bit, everybody plays a little bit tighter. GPK might get punished here. Laurel, GPK was trying to pressure into the mid lane, gets caught by Not Me. Rotation, telekinesis, toss back, save, desperate with the save, but will not be able to pull it off. The turnaround, perhaps. Laurel gets off the light, and it's almost saved. That's going to die. Laurel dropping lower and lower, commits for the kill, can't get it. He knew there was no way out and probably wanted to die just to get the full resources back up into play. Team Spirit strike first in the mid lane when it comes to the rotation.
Yeah, you'll take that trade for sure. Nearly got himself a second one. That would have been pretty fantastic there. And the instant reaction, too, as well, from the side of Boomboys. Both teams just absolutely ready to help out their cores here.
And they rotated both supports, right?
Yeah.
And they didn't have to move the Winter Wyvern. I mean, that was just completely reactionary from Boomboys, and they couldn't save GPK. All they could do was even things out by killing Laurel. Means the Wyvern got to pressure the Centaur even more. Tough to do that, though. Centaur is one of the best offlaners for a reason right now. When your offlane is almost guaranteed to lose, feels like Centaur is just like the best go-to option.
Yeah, just throw him in there, especially the ability to catch him on the helm. It's the new age Midas. Not just from the ability to take those creeps, of course. We have nerfed that a little bit, but dragging the waves.
Yep.
That's the off-lane life these days.
I hate so much that we're watching this, like, they're doing it with the Helmet Dominator. We're watching Lone Druid do it with his bear. This is getting ridiculous, man.
Do you think maybe they'll stop leaving the lane or something? I think the further away from the lane they get, the stronger the creep.
Okay.
There we go. Then we'll just start killing stuff. Give the power back to the people.
I like it.
Put us on the bound. All right.
Who's at level 6 on these mid laners? They're going to clash again here. GPK so close to the Laguna Blade. Larl's going to try and pressure him out.
There's a lot of resource trading coming from the 6-minute rune.
And he gets his 6 first and immediately drops the Laguna Blade with the slow burn. Whew, 15 HP. Larl barely survives. You can see why Larl was looking for that kill there.
Yeah.
Dire
And Nami's just
scanning.
going to accept that this one is not for them, so goes for the stacks instead. Kataomi's already the bottom rune, saves at the top rune, so he is forced to take the regen. The pressure from Rue does work in that regard.
Rue gets up to the high ground, hit by an LSA, but lost sight.
Dire's
No
middle
extra
tower
kills
is under attack.
for GPK.
Yeah, Nami's gonna pick up some of the gold in the mid here as well. Get some of that when Larl's forced to retreat back to the base. And no rune for GPK means that Larl's not immediately coming back to like a big
scanning.
disadvantage here.
And it's crazy that they managed to get that kill on Lina. Like, Ember Spirit got the experience for it, and he's still so far behind in levels
scanning.
because of the 11 denied that came out from GPK, showing his laning prowess once again.
I mean, it's the Lina, it's the zoning, it is all set up very nicely for GPK. It'd be interesting to see how his builds can coordinate with the rest of his team too. I think we've seen the Centaur with these
Radiant
big ranged
are
heroes, obviously
scanning.
very powerful both against and with them. As Larl trying to pressure with the level 6 here onto GPK. He's got something cooking.
Running him down, Laguna Blade turned back around, trying to kill as much as he can from Larl, threaten him, and will force Larl out of the tower area. GPK, though, worse for wear, will probably have to go back to base for that.
Kataomi, no TP right now. It is coming on the courier, so maybe we won't see such a vulnerable Lina the next time around.
Didn't see any plays for Wisdom Shrines or anything like that. Heavy focus on the mid lane entirely.
Yeah, everyone's attention is definitely there at the moment.
And that is to the benefit of these core side laners. Both Collapse and Kiritich getting a lot of farm in this bottom lane, though Team Spirit is definitely better for it. Hard to beat Slardar and Tiny when it comes to CS.
Yeah, and especially exactly because like
Radiant's
you also
bottom
need
tower
this
is
CS
under
because they're not
attack.
going to have this ability to get a helm creep and just farm it up. Like Tiny, you're the carry, you got your time, but Slardar, he's a hungry boy. No, he needs to find some kills. He needs to find some pressure on that map. He wants that Blink Dagger first, and he wants to propel his team into taking advantage of it.
8-minute power rune. And guess who's shown up? Almost everybody from Team Spirit. It's an Invis rune. 4 heroes for an Invis rune.
Yeah, they ran into
On a
Kataomi,
support.
down bottom as well, and they couldn't get it either, though. Like, very close to picking up the Hoodwink, but a nice shot save.
And I feel like Boom Boys can't be too upset about this. As long as the Ember Spirit isn't the one getting the
Dude,
power
not
runes,
me
like,
is
who
making,
cares?
Not me's making some crazy moves right now for having no ward.
It's funny, he
Yeah,
talked
he
about
just
his,
baited a sentry because the way he was standing,
Yep.
he fake walked to the pillar and walked away, and so immediately got a sentry out.
I think it's so cool to watch him because it's very clear that he just is improving day after day
Yeah.
in all of these situations. He even talked about in one of his interviews, right, how he felt like his overall macro play, where he plays on the map, is something that he really needs to improve on. And we have seen that kind of reflected in the stats. Like, he has the, I believe, the highest average deaths of the players remaining here at TI.
Yeah.
But damn it, that guy isn't making some moves in team fight.
Well, we know he has the mechanical skill, that's for
That is
sure.
for
And
sure.
Mapochka's already talked a lot about this too. Like, he feels like he is helping the supports
Radiant's
a lot.
top
I feel like he
tower is
often
under
talks about
attack.
them in the interviews, post games. He's always talking about like the support play because obviously that's his wheelhouse.
Sure.
So I mean, I can't imagine a better mentor to have as not me right now.
Also, are you really going to tell Yatoro Collapse how to play their heroes? Can you imagine?
You have been denied.
EPK. Working towards his boots of travels.
And
Poor
no,
Laurel is poor.
and no quick tower pushes this game from either team.
Oh.
Hanging back a little bit, and yeah, Laurel's absence from this game might be felt for a little while. 1,000 gold behind that Lina. Head to the jungle to catch up.
Yeah, there's just really not the heroes that can pressure these side lanes too much. If anybody was going to do it, it would be the Ember Spirit. And the Ember Spirit had, too bad of a laning phase to really get that momentum going early. Also hasn't gotten a power rune to work with. Speaking of, tries once again to get a power rune. He's met by the 2 supports plus GPK, and they kill him.
I love their insistence on focusing on these runes. Yeah, I mean, he's a spirit. You know they're going for these. And they get to waltz their way up here, guarded by the Centaur.
Very nice.
Amplify damage onto GPK.
Centaur Bros will return back to the top.
They just slowly, they join, they kind of fist bump. He passes you the creeps, he goes off to fetch another one. It is the life right now. Blood Grenade up top on the Miro, plus the Avalanche, but they already know that with
And
the
here comes that
Centaur
Centaur. Oh, never mind. Gets tossed back and saved. So no stun available there. But with double Lotuses, a Helmadom creep, he's got a ring of health now. Like, you are not killing this guy casually.
No.
It would take so many resources. And frankly, they've got an off-lane starter, which you talked about. It's not a hero that's going to farm particularly fast outside. Doesn't have the Helmadom opportunity. Doesn't have as many fast farming opportunities as other off-laners. So he needs to be able to get more out of the lane, and Collapse has done just that.
Radiant's
In
top
fact,
tower
neck and
is
neck
under
with
attack.
Toro coming out of this laning phase as this sort of breaks down. We're going to see some rotations. Laurel heading towards bottom.
I feel like there must be a temptation to try and get Kirtan. Like, you have the Slardar versus the Templar Assassin. Such a good way to try and like lock her down and track her. One gate opportunity. He's been pushed out very far from the tower for so much of this, but Yadaro's too
It's not
dedicated
even
to
my
the creeps at the
birthday.
moment, and so it's Laurel in
Like
here
it's-
trying to sort of threaten this movement with the level 6 on Not Me Too.
Taking some stacks right in front of Katomi.
I mean, I like that. I mean, that's such free gold for TA.
Sure.
If you could remove that, be amazing, but this amplified it, so we're gonna have to bag it up.
GPK will take it instead, chasing wild Laurel. Next power rune coming up in 10 seconds. Boom Boys are set up for the bottom rune. Laurel's going to head to top. Hoping to get his first power rune. Phase boots now being complete. Finally makes some plays. Not able to get it. Katomi gets the
Yeah,
deny in the
that
illusion
is
room before Laurel can get it. Collapse will be here for the punish. A Blink Dagger revealed for Collapse. First time he shows is for a support kill.
Unfortunately, they have run into the classic
Radiant's
Ember
top
lineup
tower
with
is
0
under
tower
attack.
damage. They hit the Stolen Bushwhack.
In. That was really
Oh,
nice.
Laguna.
Collapse push back. They managed to get the blink in. And GPK
Radiant's
low
middle
enough
tower
will be
is
able to
under
get out with a
attack.
stampede. So they do save him. That was a close call. One hell of a gank from Not Me and Collapse as they get the aggressive vision down. They went for a little silence for a while, but as
Radiant's
soon as that
middle
blink dagger was up, it's all aggression from Spirit. They are running you over now.
Yeah, they've got to get something else out of that. I mean, that's so
Dire's bottom
disappointing.
tower is under
Stolen
attack.
Bushwhack and Stolen Laguna Blade, and they can't take down GPK. And of course, there is this Helm Creep roaming around the map. They have the Boots of Travel on GPK, just waiting for a possible moment.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Now,
attack.
though, it is that more defensive play. Collapse, he's still hungry. Squirrel gets hunted down there. Killing spree.
They're just not going to let anybody get close here. It doesn't matter if you know the ward's there if you can't actually engage in a fight. The difference between a Slardar with a Blink Dagger and a Centaur
Radiant's
with a
middle
Helmadom
tower
creep.
is under attack.
That's definitely something that plays a much better aggressively. And look at the wards, too. Like, you got the
Radiant
ward, as you're saying,
structures
but
are
a very
fortified.
sneaky one between the tier 2s of the
Oh,
top
yeah.
and mid lane. Like, that's like a bounty
Radiant's
hunter ward.
middle
Yeah, that
tower
one right
is
there.
under
Thank you very
attack.
much.
Yeah, that one doesn't actually show that much vision.
That's
It's on
Courier's.
area, but what
Radiant's
it
middle
shows
tower
is
has
very
fallen.
nice.
Yeah, you can track courier movements, have an idea where people are moving on the map. I mean, look how much he's getting right now.
Yep, so much information about who's heading into
Radiant's
this
top
triangle
tower
area.
is
They've got
under
both the
attack.
supports
Are
under the vision
scanning.
right now.
Laurel's comeback tour.
They wanted to go for the
Radiant
Centaur
are
because they have this
scanning.
Blink Dagger. We said, you can't kill this
Dire's
hero
bottom
casually.
tower is
Well,
under
this
attack.
is a professional gank. This is 5 heroes being brought to the top lane, and Miro is daring them.
There.
Go ahead. If you really want it, dive for it.
They're in a union. They're so professional. Like,
Radiant
this is- look at this.
structures
Smoked
are
up, Not Me
fortified.
leading. Has the Stolen Laguna Blade still really wants to get a cash out on that, but can't find their moment.
Dire are scanning.
Keyword at the very least, but yeah, perhaps a bit of wasted time here for Spirit, unfortunately. And good movement there and sense of the game here from Boom Boys.
And he plays defense at just the right time, but they have lost this mid tower.
The rune of
Should
haste.
deward this
Radiant's
right
bottom
away if they're not
tower
fast
is under
with it.
attack.
Chained in
Apparently they didn't know at all. Kiritich is just going to be caught by this ward. Bushwhack does get the grab, but there's still enough telekinesis. Maybe with a Stampede they can actually get away. Rue is now the one in trouble, playing off the side blade. Hits, does get Rue low. He still has his Winter Curse and a Cold Embrace. Not much he can do against the Laguna Blade, though.
is under
Really tried
attack.
to do the cool, like, don't look at the explosions, walk
Radiant's
away sideways
top
off
tower
that.
is
Like, he was backing away real early. Brother, he threw the 3, didn't look, and it kind of clanged out a bit, but Friends cleaned it up.
All right, well, Katomi's going to be killed by Collapse once again. He's got a vendetta, it seems, and they ping the high ground ward. But
Dire's
Gonna let you
middle
take
tower
this
is
area.
under attack.
3 deaths in pretty much the exact same spot. And they did take advantage of this constant squeezing to get that bottom tower. Yadro has moved down here as well, farms up a little bit, will go back. So, tower taken, map further reduced here for the side of the Boom Boys. And that really hurts. This is the timing of the game where you are trying to accelerate a Templar Assassin and Alina to hit those big timings around 20 minutes. You want to get those objectives with Templar Assassin and feel strong there, and when you have less farm on the map, it can be harder to do that.
Team Spirit up 2,000 net worth. You've got Yasha complete for Yatoro. Should be flying out soon. But you can see, I mean, they didn't manage to make it happen with that 14-minute Wisdom Shrine, but that early Blink Dagger picked up. Playing Stim Heroes very fast. Team Spirit, ever since they got to playoffs, man, they're just looked like a different beast.
I mean, we all knew they had it inside of them.
True.
You know, that's definitely the fear I think that all their opponents are thinking the entire time. You just wonder, like, when is it going to click?
Yes. Every single pro player has always said, you play up against Team Spirit, you know there's a possibility they could show up as the best team in the world. Sideblade hits. Oh! Bailed out barely as that last Sideblade hit didn't connect.
Your place.
Although, trying to make something happen still?
Immediately, Kiritich returning fire. But he's going to be caught by the avalanche shots up in the air. Almost bursts it down. Another round of the refraction, though. Now Yatoro's the one in trouble, and Yatoro is dead. The Lina cuts him down to size, and now the TA trap slowing down Nami. They're going to get an extra kill out of this. Do not let this Rubik get away with the TA traps.
Whatever can be made.
Sometimes you wish your carrier would get more involved early, and sometimes the monkey paw curls.
Dire
Yeah.
are scanning.
And they show up, and it doesn't quite go the way you were
Dire's
hoping. I mean,
top
that's the
tower
blink,
is under
right? Like, this
attack.
is... You're trying to get involved the second you have this item, and trying to keep the squeeze going on the Boom Boys, but they answer back emphatically.
I feel like many lesser teams would be down like 5k net worth, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But Boom Boys have been playing some excellent defense.
Radiant's courier.
And they had a
has
lot
been
of stacks,
killed.
too. Just constantly keeping those available for the Lina and the TA, not letting those get stolen here for Team Spirit. Playing really far back at that
Dire's
14-minute
bottom
Wisdom
tower
Shrine as
is
well.
under attack.
Very good stuff. Very patient play from them because, you know, you should just be losing a lot economy-wise in a game like this.
The net worth gap is continuing to grow between the mid laners as Laurel, not able to find many kills with these rotations, has the vessel.
Radiant
He's
are
got a
scanning.
killer build. But Spirit limited to 6 right now, and many of them have come from Collapse's Blink Dagger, not so much Laurel.
Back it up here. I mean, a Centaur just standing here farming his Ancients. He can stand tall and take it.
Yeah, what do you think of this fast Lotus Orb?
I think he feels the pressure, right? Like,
Yeah.
he knows how Team Spirit are playing this game. There's obviously a Slardar, so that is our big need here for a bit of Dispel. Mostly so his TA can play the game. And earlier this morning, it was Save who was dying in a lot of really good ways. I think this game, it's Kataomi, right? He got
Yeah.
handed the mantle of, could you just kind of go out there a little?
Yeah, could you just run interference for every single aggressive move the Team Spirit's going to make? And, well, he's been doing that. He is 5 deaths of the 7 Team Spirit kills. So,
Catching up to his last, he's got 6 right now. So we'll see.
Is that a
That's not a good stat.
Is that a pro player award? Is there, you know, because you got the Milk Award,
Yeah.
you got the Ake Award. Is there an award for a player who has more deaths than last hit?
We might find out today, Cap.
Maybe it'll become the Kataomi Award. We'll see. Either way, Boom Boys are not in that bad of shape. They're only down 1k against Team Spirit. They weathered through the storm of these double Blink Daggers. This Lotus Orb is going to pay out really nicely, right? I mean, there's a ton to remove. You've got Chains, you've got Corrosive Haze, you've got even small things like Arctic Burn to be able to remove. There's single target abilities you can bounce back, like Burst, as well as Telekinesis, so...
Dire's
It's
bottom
a
tower
fantastic
is
item.
under
It'll hurt his
attack.
scaling just a tiny bit, but the added value of just having so much armor versus this lineup as well just makes it the perfect item in this game. So I think Miro made the exact right choice on this. Also, like, there's no way he was going to get Helm into Heart, at least not a very good chance of it around this 20-minute mark. So they have an opportunity to actually go and engage their opponents at these objectives. I'm really curious to see what kind of decisions they want to make, but because of the squeeze, they've had a very hard time getting a lot of good wards out. They did manage to get one that lasted very long in that Dire jungle up there, kind of giving an idea of where Laurel and Yado have been moving around. But for now, I think there's a lot of questions at the moment for Boom Boys to exactly where Team Spirit are going.
Kataomi, now's your time.
Yeah,
Your
go
time to
find
shine.
him, dude.
Get in front of this smoke, because Team Spirit, if you don't get in front of it,
Dire's middle tower
it might
is
just
under
land
attack.
on Kiritich's head.
I think they're trying to bait it out here. They're all smoked
They
up.
are. They're setting up.
Yadoro.
Ooh, he's the one to break the smoke. Blinks back immediately. No punish because Boom Boys, they don't really have too much initiation. Centaur thought about going for a Blink Dagger after this Lotus, but
There's still a stolen LSA here as well.
spotted not me. Immediately the jump response there from Collapse, trying to create the space that LSA continuing to lock him down, and now a two-man Avalanche. Got the toss up in the air on save, almost gets bursted down, but somehow he survives through that combo. Laurel slowed down a bit, but they can get Miro. They've got one out of this. Team Spirit now hunting for more. Kirich slowed down to a crawl, and there's nothing he can do. He can't hit the time. There's too much armor there, so instead he just dies. Yatoro blinks forward more, and Boom Boys, who are playing such good defense, thought that this was their chance to hit back at Team Spirit, and they get punched right in the face.
Sure did. That jump on a Not Me, not being able to be finished up there. Great response from Collapse, and having that already pre-stolen LSA, one of the best feelings as a Rubik. You've got that disable ready to go. You get to drop it instantly in the fight, grab something else, keep it moving for your team. And despite the tankiness of this Centaur, I mean, you saw he really did drag things out and help them. There's just not enough damage and
Dire's
not
top
enough
tower
like
is
perfect
under
positioning
attack.
for Kirich, because he's their big
Radiant's
hope
bottom
to lay the
tower
damage
is
in at this
under
point in the
attack.
game.
Yep. I mean, if you're stampeding in, you get hit by an Avalanche. Tiny's just kind of sitting in the front. Like, nobody can do anything about these two.
And
Radiant's
the curse
bottom
just
tower
has so much
is
value.
under
Like, sure, it's a
attack.
single target curse, but it doesn't matter. I mean, Not Me tanked so much this fight on the Rubik. It is absurd. Absolute chase down. Nothing works out for them. Total wipe. And he's rewarded with a shard from the Tormentor.
Very nice. And now they get a little bit of potential save action, maybe for himself, maybe for an ally.
So they already sent in Yadoro first in the previous engagement. Now he's got a Shadow Blade to do it again.
Dire are scanning.
Trying to figure out what to do in this game is GPK. He's doubling down. He is going for the Chrysalis. So we're gonna probably lose save here. Oh, that Collapse. He's respecting it.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, he doesn't know. Could be some more assistance there. There was still Stampede. He's not going to risk it.
Apparently, they do not respect Katomi as a potential bait. He gets the deny the shield room, but pays for it with his life. Now, Team Spirit up to a 5,000 net worth lead, and the map is beginning to close in on them. They have Boom Boys have only taken this tier 1 tower top. Mid and bottom tower still available, and all the lanes are pushing in, and Yatoro's on the hunt. Gonna run straight into Kiritich, so they
Sentry
put the
down,
sentry
though.
out. So are they gonna bait this a little bit, or no? They just blink back and run.
And he's going to know that something's up there.
App's gonna have this BKB.
Yeah, they already got it on Laurel, too. He's catching back up to GPK. Looking to get some revenge after that mid lane. And I mean, Roach is there for the taking at any point for
yeah.
Team Spirit. Like, they could just get a single kill. They could just be aware of the positioning of Boom Boys, and they feel very comfortable going for it. They got to find an answer here on the Boom Boys. There's no detection on Miro right now. He doesn't have any opportunities.
Toro's gonna set this up
Radiant's
for the rest
middle
of his team.
tower
He wants
is under
Yeah,
attack.
but Lina would be
He wants
even
to
better.
snuff out
And
the
then
candle.
catches him midway through the TP. Hurricane Pike. GPK throws damage at Yatoro. They have the Stampede. He's going to make a run for it. But here comes Laurel. Cuts him off at the pass.
Dire's
Like chains.
turret
Locks him
has
down.
been killed.
Now Yatoro comes in to finish the job. And a Laguna Blade. Stolen from Not Me. Turned
Dire
right back
are
around on
scanning.
GPK.
Oh, what a play there from Yadoro. The scouting just getting right underneath that Centaur. They covered a
Dire's
lot with their
middle tower
sentries.
is under
They're
attack.
aware of what he's trying to do, but this deep out on the map, they don't have that coverage. They lose their Lina. And every little bit, just weakening and weakening that potential scale of this hero. The damage is just running out. Has to get a Force Staff for the potential Hurricane Pike here on Kiritich. Actually sold it. He's reconsidering here.
Well, you better get some value out of this Centaur. The Nero Centaur is still having a decent game, and he's about to complete up a heart.
Yeah.
How do you utilize this heart when the map is so small, right? It doesn't feel like a game where he's going to be really able to push
Radiant
out super
are scanning.
aggressively and be like, you can't kill me.
Yeah,
It doesn't feel like he's going to be able to make that much space.
No, that window is certainly gone, and it is a very physical, damage-heavy lineup beside of Spirit. Tiny and Slardar, so obviously going raw health doesn't tend to be the best, but there's many other bonuses for the heart, the Centaur.
Roshan
Kite his
has
way out, get
fallen
some
to the
regen
down.
going, synergize with all his strength,
Dire's
skills,
middle
and abilities,
tower is
so
under attack.
feels like kind of a necessary item. But again, it's just more and more delay on the Blink deck, so they are still very dependent on Team Spirit coming in first and then capitalizing on whatever mistake they make in the initiation. Otherwise, they're just chucking out a bushwhack.
GPK Satanic up next. Seems like a lot of these situations, he's just not able to actually get away.
Yeah.
So, needs a way to steal. They can fight against the zeros. Wish him the best of luck with that one. It's going to be... you get that corrosive haze on you, and you get double smashed by a Tiny.
Yeah. I mean, Kiritich felt the same way, right? Like, he bought the 4-step, instantly sold it, he's going to. Says, you know what? It's not going to matter. We got to win the 1-tap. We got to find some sort of an explosion between Lina and Templar Assassin. I get a Daedalus, we'll have that damage. We can blow someone up, but it's got to be real quick because Rue's got a Blink Dagger on a Winter Wyvern. We have that shard on the Rubik and just collapse himself. He's going to be able to
Radiant's
blink in there and
bottom
break it up. He
tower
does
is
have his
under attack.
BKB now coming after being killed on the Courier. Delayed it a little while, but the answers are going to be very rapid here from Team Spirit. Your kill has to be even quicker.
Or not finding anything in the bottom lane.
Radiant
Says fair enough.
structures
Okay.
are fortified.
One shots the wave, starts pressuring the tier 2.
Got some Courier scouting.
Radiant's
happening here,
bottom
but
tower
sorry.
is under
Thrown all
attack.
over the map right now.
Katomi looks
Radiant's
to cut waves.
bottom tower
Will
has
be hunted
fallen.
down by Collapse. Let's see if Katomi can get away through the trees here. Collapse had the right idea where he blinked, but barely
Dire's
missed out on
top tower
Spabout.
is under
Getting the
attack.
squirrel, goes back into the trees, but now he's got the corrosive haze on him, and that's a problem. Nami shows up on the other side, shows off the Laguna Blade that he had. Steals the
Dire's
push
top
away.
tower is under
Nice
attack.
grab there. Massive cast range on the old Rubik.
There's Miro trying to create space where he can. Shoving out the waves between his big boy Centaur and his Helmadom.
Dire's middle tower is under
Spotted
attack.
4th century combo.
Oh, though, I mean, you look at the net worth change over the 5 minutes. What a handy stat we have here. It's looking all right.
Not that
The,
bad.
the lead is not growing. In fact, I think it might even shrunk a little bit there.
Yeah.
Like, Boom Boys continue to perform very well under this pressure.
It's really surprising me because they just
Scanning.
do not have. It feels like they do not have that much map to work with.
Oh,
Right? Even this word Sentry in the bottom lane that they have, it's like
Radiant's middle
that says to me,
tower is
well,
under
you
attack.
can't farm that entire bottom part because you're pushing past your ward Sentry area. So every single step you take that far out is going to be a bit dangerous.
yeah, part of it maybe because there's a bit of hand-holding happening on Team Spirit. I feel like they're
Yeah.
still playing pretty
Radiant's
close. They
top
want to be
tower is
available.
under
They
attack.
obviously have extremely powerful duos. Talked about logic this event of just like these pairings on your team that can get the kills. So they want to keep those linkages together to create the punish because in their head they're just thinking, you know,
Radiant's
a
top
few more
tower has
kills, a few more
fallen.
picks. We'll grow this into a next Aegis, have a super solid lead. But if you're not finding those picks, when you're traveling around together, you're just
Radiant's
offering up
middle
a bit of
tower
an
is under
economic
attack.
concession here to Boom Boys.
I mean, if Miro can actually get, he's got Blink Dagger now. If he can get to Aghanim Scepter, and they go on this Lina who has this high amount of magic resistance. They can't kill her. She's saved by the card. She activates Satanic, full heal. Like I
Radiant's
can see a
middle
play
tower has
where
fallen.
Boom Boys are able to win
Radiant's
out
top
against the
tower is
initiation
under
of
attack.
Team Spirit.
Is it just the greedy? Where's he finding? Is he an alchemist?
Yeah.
Where is this gold coming from on Centaur? Like he just got the blink. That's crazy. A heart right into the blink. Already got a couple hundred gold. I mean, how many greedies are they working with? Centaur's got one. I assume Poddle's probably got one. Yeah,
You did benefit from the fact that last time they
Dire's
spotted him on the
middle
map, they
tower
went for
is under
GTK instead. This time around, he's the only man in town. It goes to show, yeah, all that tankiness doesn't add up against a corrosive haze and a hefty amount of
Speedy rune of
damage from
haste.
Team Spirit.
Finally rewarded for playing so tight together here for a while.
I like this though. Boom Boy is immediately going to try and run out the top lane.
Yeah, for the
See.
oh, it's already gone. Yeah, they already lost the wizard. Never mind.
Maybe they could get Laurel, but not GPK shoving out the way. But never mind. They play back to their base. They're not really going to make any sort of aggressive action here.
Marl also running around with that gem here too, so the darkness encroaching ever further towards your base as Boom Boys. Only one more minute though until the day will break.
This would be an interesting damage test, right? Don't think there's any way Yotaro kills him here, but just him alone gets him down to about half HP. Now the Winter's Curse actually, ooh, that's going to set things up really nasty. The Bushwhack going to combo him with the Bushwhack sold from Not Me, and both of them go down. Collapse delivers with the crush to follow through, and now Kiritich all the way underneath the tier 4s. They don't give a damn about your base. Team Spirit wallop Boom Boys in a big way, take a 10k net worth lead,
Radiant's top
and
tower
now
is
can
under
take over the
attack.
base.
Would you say they passed your test, Cap?
They certainly passed it with flying colors, Trent.
All right, I can agree with that one. Man, that's, yeah, you just start, like, it's a little tease there. It's like, okay, it's just a tiny, but everyone, again, this is what it comes down to.
Radiant's
This is
top
why they
tower
were growing their
is
lead,
falling.
because they're so close. They're waiting for
Radiant's
any tiny little slip up, and they want
fortified.
everyone to be there to jump on you, and it
Radiant's
pays
top
off twice
barracks
in a
are
row.
under
The center
attack.
kill, and then the Lina grab there. Team Spirit playing so tight together here, and now you're rewarded with an Aghanim Scepter for Laurel. Such a good base-breaking tool for this hero. zipping around in there, spotting anyone playing
Radiant's
defensively.
top
Yeah, how do you protect your supports? The Ember Spirit jumps to the back line.
Radiant's
Like, how do you
middle tower
stop
is
it?
under
He's just
attack.
going to kill the Coddle. He's just going to kill the Hoodwink.
I mean, you know, Not Me will be right there with them too, right?
Yep.
He's going to hop in the second it looks even a little bit appetizing.
One lane of barracks, Glyph is going to be popped.
Radiant
That'll push Team
structures are
Spirit back.
fortified.
There is no rush to these things because, well, they can wait for Roshan if they want. They know they have a massive net worth lead.
Yeah, I like the nullifier as well for collapse here. Yeah, he's finished his Slardar items.
Nice.
This is what you want, right? And then if we blow up the Lina, we blow up the TA, how are they going to fight this? So we're going to pick our target. We're going to try and nullify all these additional saves and tools they have between Yule Scepters and Force Staffs, Ghost Scepters, whatever they got. I can deal with it with a nullifier.
Yeah, it's so bad that Miro's like, I've got 3,700 HP. I've got a plate mail. I've got the extra armor, and maybe I need a Ghost Scepter.
That is not a good look.
Yeah.
And it's not even a Crozier game either, so there's not even a vision of like success later on for that build. I imagine he goes Agnum's first if he can. Like, I feel like he's going to attempt to get there, because that would be massive.
Yeah. They will be able to very efficiently take second Tormentor,
Radiant
which is
are
a shard
scanning.
for Toro.
Dire are
Richard here.
scanning.
Boys, feeling they can move out just a little bit. They're under some vision here from Team Spirit. Very hard, obviously, to move out on the map at this moment, so they're going to have to use a very precious smoke. Yeah.
That is a smoke that is completely ruined.
I mean, even just getting wards down to the smoke will be great, honestly. Like, they need something, you know? I'm
They're
sure
just
they have
going to try and catch Laurel. Laurel may still be caught. The telekinesis toss away. It's close. They need a little bit more physical damage. Oh, they got him on the side blade. Followed him all the way to his death. Still, though, Yatoro is here. He's already killed Save. And now with the toss back on Miro, they're going to play the distance here. Keep him within striking distance as much as they can. GPK under threat with an amp damage. Throws the Laguna Blade after collapse. Heritage is here.
All right. What's the play? Are we backing it up?
It seems like both teams are kind of discussing. They don't, not really sure.
I mean, Rue still has Blink ulti. Not Me still has the Laguna Blade. Otaro kind of testing it once again. They still have so much vision here. They got out on the map, but they couldn't do any sort of de-warding, so Yadoro wants to peek his head up here. Not who he's looking for.
Gonna jump on a Miro. Laguna Blade, toss back, and oh, that Centaur! A tanky boy, shredded with ease from just two players of Team Spirit.
Yeah, maybe he wanted one of the bigger cores, but
Look at Yutoro, he's playing fast too. Already teleported to the other side of the map with his Silver Edge, hunting down.
yeah.
He might just be rewarded with
right
a kill on
past the wave.
Heritage.
Yeah, this guy's good. Hey, who's coming?
The refraction's
there's-
almost
look,
dead.
look at the arrows on the map.
He's jumped
The
up,
heroes.
tossed up in the air. The rest of the team is closing in. He's going to Hurricane Pike, try and go for the TP away. Collapse, can he get here in time, Rue? No. Nobody gets there in time to stop the TP away. That could have been a death sentence for Boom Boys. They're already serving life inside of their base.
The one time the whole team's not nearby. Otaro really trying to break it here now. That being said, with everything that's occurred over the past couple minutes, we're now up to a 16k lead here for Team Spirit. It's time to get some real dominating items. I mean, Yadoro still not into anything defensive. He is just all out raw damage, and yet he still sits at 4,190 HP, so he has any real concerns about that at the
He's
moment.
almost
With the back of
10k
his
up
head.
on the TA.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
only just now noticed that net worth gap. Oh, dear.
That's pretty good. This guy's still 800 GPM. I think your average tiny. Oh, he can crack a few barracks real quick. End this game. He might crack something real big. Might crack Alina here too.
Dave is here, but I don't know how much you can actually say. This feels like deja vu. A Centaur, now Alina. Caught on the Ancient, tossed back to the medium camp, and easily killed. A godlike, make it beyond godlike for Yatoro.
Yeah, Not Me suffering from success here. Steals the Laguna Blade again after just using it, unfortunately. Hoping to get a second spell, but he's a little too good at snagging this ulti, it would appear. Would love to get an LSA. Stalking behind the wave here. Anyone want to step up?
Nope. Everyone's sitting behind
Radiant's
their tier
middle tower
4s.
is under attack.
Boy, they
Radiant's
really
middle
have done
tower
all
has
you
fallen.
could do in a game like this. When you're so far pushed back,
Radiant's
they found the
middle
gold in these heroes. They've
barracks
managed to get
has
to a Daedalus, a Deso, Templar
Radiant's
Assassin. She
middle
has this
barracks
big
are under
damage.
attack.
But
Are
you
scanning.
gotta line them up, man. You
Radiant's
need the
middle
bowling
barracks
pin
has
machine to
fallen.
come down and just set them up in the exact right formation for you.
Time to get a 5-man stomp LSA combo.
they're looking for, but not me. He's prepared. He's just hiding in the trees.
Yeah,
He
but
throws
even
down the
the
S.
Distiller Recum, that is complete devastation for Boom Boys, who thought maybe they can find an opening here. No opening to be found, just a shut door right in their face. Karajan, oh, just go ahead, one-shot him. Just knock him out of the game already, Atoro. GG is called, and an absolutely dominant victory for Team Spirit.
We wondered a little bit about Not Me's positioning. He's got the mechanical skill. I think he's starting to figure out the positioning.
I think so.
That was ridiculous. You could not be in a better spot. You could not put down a better Essence Distiller.
Team Spirit's turn to pick.
Knowles, buys treads, buys a bunch of carry items, and is just flying around trying to kill you. That used to be him once upon a time.
Yeah, I remember Entity to tell me and his Winter Wyvern. And Spirit have moved the Ember up in priority. They're not too afraid of it. The one question is the Slark, sorry.
Oh, it has to be banned. I was going to say, surely the Slark is banned. I feel like they're not putting themselves through that once more.
I mean, don't call me Shirley, but I also think it should be. I think it's... I don't know. We've seen Spirit give it before, and they played against it, and they said in the interview they thought it would be fine, and it wasn't fine. We've seen people continually, time and time again, try to beat the Slark with Ember, and it never works. And so please, for the love of humanity, don't be stubborn and ban the Slark.
Is there anything else that GPK could look to play towards Ember? Because while he did own on the Slark today, maybe if Spirit go for some Night Stalker like they did the other day, like as a Theory Craft versus a Slark, then they could be discouraged from
5 seconds remaining.
Are you thinking like Yatoro Ember? We get to see a new hero unlocked?
No, I'm thinking that they don't mind if Slark comes out on Spirit because they have this Night Stalker pick up their pool for
Okay.
collapse.
Like you try to concept counter
Yes.
instead of lane counter. All right. Personally, I think the Ember Slark specifically might be so bad that kind of approach actually doesn't work.
I think Night Stalker is cool, though, and I think if you were going to try to go that approach, you need to help the Ember's itemization. I think we saw what you talked about when we saw... Okay, the Van Slark. But, like, I think what screwed them last time was that there was a Doom, too, and so he couldn't just have the Ghost Scepter and just be this tanky guy who goes in and say, okay, Slark pounces me, I press Ghost Scepter, and we waste each other's time, and it's sort of a net draw. So I think you would have had to itemize in that direction, but banning it to me is the safer path.
10 seconds
I also feel like Boom Boys are like, they are the we want to win lanes and snowball kind of team. You know, you take that away from them and suddenly they're not as threatening. So I think it also has to do with the kind of opponent that they're going up against and recognizing like this is their strength, this is what they play for, and for that reason we're not going to put them in a position that they're happy in.
And Spirit have left Lina in the pool for GPK, and if Boom Boys want to run it back, they could just pick Lina plus Slardar out of phase and get rid of the Slardar threat.
It's an interesting idea, and also like Spirit potentially trying to pick the Slardar early here means that you're playing it into a Winter Wyvern, which is traditionally a very good hero against you. You're all about physical damage, not just your own, you also want to amplify somebody else's, and Wyvern counters all of that.
Yeah, we've also seen GPK play the Slaughter themselves, so it would be a flex for them going into the end of the phase. It's interesting to me now that they pick Rubik, even whenever, like, it's probably okay against Wyvern, but it doesn't seem particularly crazy to me, and so I think this to me is like a not me saying, hey, I'm kind of feeling myself, I was owning that game, just give me the Rubik again, I just want to play it. And they acquiesce and say, hey, you did cook. Here's the pot and pans.
10 seconds.
I mean, Winter's Curse is a big one to steal if you can, but Rubik also just covers for Doom. We've seen this yesterday as well. Like, if you have a Rubik, you can comfortably set up for a Doom later in your phase because you can't give the enemy Rubik. Or an Underlord even.
Yeah, I actually think it's very much related to the Underlord that you bring up. Ember hates playing against it. You pick the Rubik, that way you've covered off that angle. And that's one of the best things with Rubik. I think whenever people see Rubik, they freak out and they don't want to pick any heroes that could give him any spells in any position ever. So suddenly the hero pool that you're drafting from is a lot smaller. And that's exactly what Rubik does for them when you pick it this early.
Yeah,
10 seconds remaining.
I think it's interesting that they opt for the Invoker against the Ember. People
5
have
seconds
sort of chosen
remaining.
a path this tournament of we're not actually going to try to counter Ember in lane. We're going to pick something that's good for the game ourselves. Whereas traditionally you'd see Necrophos, Huskar, Viper, stuff that stomps Ember early and prevents him from ever getting online. And I kind of think that's a better approach. This hero on Ember is so powerful when you get off the ground running that just giving him free lane every game is kind of strange to me. I don't know if I agree with that approach.
I also don't think of GPK as like a traditional Invoker.
Whoa.
Am I wrong?
Whoa.
Let Mira educate you right now, Insania. Get ready for a lesson, a schooling of kind.
GPK Invoker is goated. It's one of the best, and I've seen him so many times in TI elimination games pick Invoker as his go-to, as his comfort hero to put the game on his back. Like, this is what he does when he's like, I don't want to get eliminated. I'll carry you. Give this to me. You take Tiny or Sven Kiritich, you press stun, I will carry.
Leave the carrying to me. All right, cool. I mean, I'm excited for it. I mean, it's also, I think related again, once again, we have to take a look at the bans, right? Like, I think GPK is somebody that would gladly play Shadow Fiend against some Ember mid. He would gladly pick one of these like super strong stompy heroes and just absolutely run Ember over. But I think the heroes that he enjoys playing are both banned out. And here comes the Underlord for Spirit, which is set up by the Rubik earlier. I have been a huge fan of this hero throughout this tournament. I feel like he offers so many things. It's a lot of instant disable. And something I guess we don't actually talk that much about, but stuns coming out really fast or roots coming out really fast has tremendous value because all these like heroes that you want to pick that are
5 seconds
able to get away if they just have a slight bit of time, instantly countered.
I mean, even when you get later, right, the Zuma reactions for the BKBs as well, if it just takes that one extra little bit of a millisecond to cast or to get it off, that's enough for the core to be able to walk away scot-free.
Yep.
Damn, did Team Spirit get their 2 most annoying support heroes in one draft?
Yeah, in some ways, I hope it's the not me clockwork and they play a 5-er because the not me clockwork is just a sight to behold. Like they're heat-seeking missiles. I thought they'd remove that spell from Tinker, but they put it on clockwork instead.
Dude, that was so fun to watch yesterday. He was just like running around with the cogs, hooking to get out, not to get in, because he's just running into people's faces, cogging them, and hooking to get out. And I think no one even mentioned in the interview like how incredibly annoying Not Me is when he plays clockwork.
At some point, they brought up his accuracy, and we thought, oh, are those the accuracy of his cogs? And it was just the hook shot, but it made sense to us.
And now I wonder, Boom Boys, you want something that scales well, but you also want to fit into that typical archetype of we want to do well in lanes. That's what they're built upon. I think you want to strike a nice balance because, to be honest, Boom Boys, we talked about it before, but I think when you're such good laners like they are, you can dip a little bit better into the late game and let your skill carry you through the lanes. This is a weird one. I don't actually quite understand why they picked this.
I personally don't like it that much in Thunderlord, because you will buy the Saganims, you'll have your own pit, so it's essentially like pit, and you can't really stampede out of fights easily. So it's a little bit tricky. I feel like this might be one of those things where they looked at the heroes and they don't really have like a clear hero that they super want, and they went with what they think is comfortable.
And my take on this is they want this Invoker to be their win condition. They want GPK to carry the game, and for that, they're looking towards the lanes and setting up for Sunstrike kills. Like, to them, that was the priority. So we're going to have a stun on one side lane and a stun on the other, and we're going to make sure this Invoker gets as fat as possible, which is why I wouldn't be surprised if we see Alec Tiny or Sven come out for the other lane, because if they don't get these Sunstrikes going, we've seen time and time again Invoker just lose in tempo to the Spirits.
That's a good point.
Team Spirit.
I will say, however, Underlord extremely effective at killing all 3 of those safe lane carries. So I would be a little bit scared, personally, to pick any of those. We used to always consider Underlord a massive counter to the Mikitiny, and then that leaves the Alk and the Sven that they could potentially ban out on Spirit if they're scared of.
Yeah, it's an odd situation. They banned the Necro, which I think is also quite a good shout. Kiritich actually has a bit of an unusual carry hero pool in some ways. He plays the Io and the Necrophos. I think those are some of actually his best heroes he's played this tournament. And so I like you can also see sort of the regional rivalry. I think that the more like deep cut heroes that a lot of other teams are not prioritizing right now, that they know, hey, we know what this guy likes. We played against him for years, whether it's in pubs or teams in the tier 2 scene, the tier 1 scene before they were coming up. And so I think like bans like that show you're banning for the player, not just the objective draft.
Also a hero that really fits Boom Boy's concept, right? It's a lane-dominating hero. I think Spirit right now feel quite happy with the position that they're in the draft, and they don't want something to come in on this last pick that messes up their concepts and doesn't let them play their heroes.
Yeah, which begs the question, we're back in sort of that double carry last pick we had last game, so both clearly prioritizing the 2 men on the split screen. And I have to feel like that Spirit last time definitely got the better end of it, and they didn't even have the last overall, they had the one before that. And so I wonder, now that the script is flipped, maybe the second to last pick is actually preferable because there's so few carries left that you get, let me get the first grab, and then you're left with the leftovers.
10 seconds
it does feel like they need a ranged carry with the Clockwork, but they need a ranged carry with a good BKB timing, which is a little bit odd, because you need that BKB versus Invoker, and you want to start snowballing. And that doesn't really happen with Gawas and TAs so much. It's usually the Svens and whatnot.
That's a good point. I'm trying to think, what would I want to play here if I'm Boom Boys?
They're not sure either. Like, this is quite a bit of reserve time used. I mean, you see Kiritich literally scratching his head.
Yeah.
I don't know if they know fully, and some of this may come down to the pressure, right? It's DI, the clock is ticking down. And sometimes when you're the last pick, it can be more of a burden than a boon in that, like, your team is waiting. Do you have some great, awesome pick? And you're thinking, and maybe you're not sure, and the clock is ticking, you keep looking, and it's going down. Oh, I need to think of something really good. Oh, this isn't so good in lane, and someone gives a suggestion. There's just a lot happening. It's so much, and it floods your mind, and you've got to make a call. You've got to be the clutch guy.
I mean, I could see Ursa, but I think this hero hasn't been good. It's like conceptually good against what he's going up against, but the hero's just weak.
Holy smokes.
Oh my
A jog?
All right, so positives for Jug. He doesn't really die. So they have a lot of roots. If you look at Team Spirit, Ember root, Underlord root. None of these spells really affect him. He buys Manta. He has the spin, so he essentially has 2 get out of jail for free cards. The only stun that's there is Hookshot and Rubik Lift, and neither of them are like amazing lockdowns to kill a carry from full HP to nothing. So he has that going for him. Healing Ward is also an extremely effective skill to deal with slow damage. And if you look at Spirit, it's not that much burst. A lot of the damage is going to build over time. So he has those 2 things going for himself. So there is value to the pick here.
Does that hit the timing of what you're talking about as well, Mira, where you're like, they want someone with a BKB timing that feels comfortable?
Yeah, I was talking about that in reference to Spirit, but the same thing applies. The same thing applies for the Juggernaut. He gets it for free, right? So you can comfortably play into all of these routes that Insania talked about. And the TA comes out, that's the BKB carry that's going to be ranged, playing with the Clockwork. And I'm not the biggest fan of this hero, but she's going to be very effective in providing burst damage. Insania talked about how the Healing Ward is going to be sustaining them a lot while the rest of the damage is slow. This is your hero that's going to try to kill them before they get healed up.
I want to give you guys a fun little stat about what we've just seen, by the way, where we've seen a team or a player play a certain carry hero, lose with it, and then it is immediately picked up by the opposing carry player to end up losing. It has already happened 3 times this TI, and in an elimination best of 3, Yotoro, who was one of those statistics, goes back to it and says, this time around, guys, I promise I will win on it, and I will show you a good TA.
Okay, I like it in this instance, though, because if you look at Boomboy's heroes, they have some heroes that are very committal or want you to clump. They've got a Centaur who's going to blink in and stun. They've got a Winter Wyvern who wants you to group up for Curse. And if you look at Spirit's heroes, look how spaced out they are. Ember is floating around or chainsing you from far away. Rubik is super far away. You don't see him. Underlord is in another dimension, and he portals to you. Clockwork is rocketing you, and Tia has traps. They're not. None of their heroes are near you. We go back to the first hero you pick. Spirit conceptually counterpicks you. This Wyvern is looking at the most miserable draft of his life, and because of that, I like the TI pick.
And I think the Juggernaut is cool and interesting, and I'm excited to see what it can do because it's not a traditional hero, but it can definitely outscale the heroes on Spirit.
I think Juggernaut might be too much of a traditional hero, and maybe should not even make any more appearances because he's been left behind in time. But hopefully, I'm wrong, and I would love to see Boomboys win this game and prove us all wrong. I hope the GPK Invoker makes me think of Miracle and makes me happy to see it.
Is there a certain timing that you're necessarily looking for in Insania when it comes to Boomboys playing through that Jug?
I feel like with Juggernaut, if you're able to extract a lot of stuff from his early game, that's the best way to play it.
All right, well, we're going to see how our teams or our coaches are feeling about this Juggernaut, because even though they didn't pick it, I'm sure they have a lot of thoughts about it. It's Miposhka standing by with Tsunami.
That's exactly what I had on my mind. Miposhka, Boomboys picking Juggernaut. You told me before we started the interview, it's not bad. Give me the reason.
No, that hero is not bad into lane against Underlord, because he can always, because of his healing work, he can always regen up, and he also can dodge his Firestorm. So, he's not gonna be harassed very much in lane. And also, it's healing ward strong against Ember, because our draft is more like on harass, poke, and healing ward just gonna restore their resources after our poke. So Jagger is is a good pick, I think, for them.
But I'm seeing that even though some heroes can be good picks, they are just not good in general, because we've seen Puck show up on the main stage quite a bit. There's no catch on the enemy team, and still the Puck will lose because the numbers just aren't good enough. Do you feel like Jug is in a playable state right now, or you think that maybe the spells aren't going to be able to carry Jug to success?
About Puck, I think this hero is just not strong overall because of meta. Like a lot. Heroes always farming a lot. They farming a lot of items, so they always has a lot of HP, and it's very hard for Puck to deal enough damage to kill them. They always restore their HP later, and something like that. Also, the hero needs to farm a lot. He can't really make some moves, and he can't enable many strong supports right now in this meta. So Puck is just bad hero, I think. But in this game, they have, I think, much better draft. It's not only about like how you play in general. It's more about draft. But in previous games, they had just worse draft in World. I think they cannot do anything. That's why game was so easy. But in this game, they has much more better draft, so game would be more, much more interesting.
Well, then let's watch this interesting game as we get into game number 2.
Bills, I demand more!
I think Miposhka might have just been biding his time until Team Spirit finally claimed first blood, which they did. Collapse manages to find it once again. They got it last time, right? In game 1 with the Slardar. So Team Spirit, once again, cooking in lanes, probably overperforming in lanes. I do like how gracious he was about Boom Boy's pickup of the Juggernaut.
Yeah,
actually a legit hero.
It's nice to hear, yeah. And this idea of the counter pick and having the healing ward, and then his opinion on some of the other meta heroes. Like, I mean, I don't blame Tsunami one bit. You hold that mic there. That's Miposhka speaking.
That's
you know?
right.
You let him keep on going. The game can wait.
The GOAT wants to talk. Let him talk.
Let him go. You know, sometimes he's begging for long answers like that. He's not going to leave one hanging there.
To contrast with the other interview, yeah, he might have been happy with somebody who is willing to say more than 3 words in a sentence. But Team Spirit already off to a great start when it comes to their off lane. How are these other lanes going to fare? We've got the Ember Spirit versus the Invoker down here. We've got the TA Clockwork up against the Centaur plus the Hoodwink. Save rocking something that's going to be a bit more active and a kill combo with the Centaur, which I do appreciate.
Yeah, I think this is essentially the antithesis of playing Keeper of the Light. Keeper of the Light, even though a very strong hero, is often banned in the first phase. It kind of feels like when you already have a 5-stack and then your 6th friend shows up and then they kind of go in the coach slot, you know? And when things are going well and they're chatting and like doing things, it's like, yeah, it feels really nice. Like Coddle's in behind you, chakraing and like blasting and stuff. But when things are down, they're just kind of there and they're just like, oh, you could have done something a little better there. Because they can't really help that much, you know? They can just push out the waves a little bit. Like this gives Save a little bit more impact in the game.
Trying to push him off Yutoro. Great use of the cog so far by Rue. That was quite well done because Yutoro almost dying there. A combination, bushwhack, stomp, potential sunstrike over the top. Unfortunately, Yutoro did dodge that one, so Boom Boys miss out. An equal kill, but it looks like 2 off lanes are going to maybe
Dire
win.
structures
Yeah,
are fortified.
Weird.
I mean, you definitely know what you're
Radiant
getting as
structures
Team
are
Spirit, right? Like,
fortified.
Centaur Hoodwink. This has to be the most common lane of the entire tournament.
Oh my god. Well, Laurel and GPK are just pushing it to the limits over here.
How do the balloons impact that play, Cap? What's the strat there?
I don't know. I kind of got spooked by them.
He was just shocking them there. I think he was just trying to mash all his heels and everything, the sticks, and just flailing all over the buttons there.
Pop the fairy fire, pop the stick, everything.
Throw
you
the
got.
balloons, you know? Everything settles back down, though. Wow. Deal with very annoying Forge Spirit. Last way through this one.
GPK gonna chase after him. Oh, hiding behind the tree, hiding behind the tree. GPK taking a lot of damage from the creeps. Laurel almost looked like he wanted to try and hunt him down and get a slight. Does have mana for slight chains again, so GPK's got to be careful. He's got the Quas, he's got a Water Rune coming up, so maybe he'll be fine or not. Not me will make sure to take that one away.
Yeah.
Tries to protect it, but it does get denied by the Forge Spirit. So Laurel does not get a refill on the bottle, and we will stay at this very precarious stalemate to the mid lane.
No.
Save in here. Laurel chasing nearby after
Oh,
the
man,
mana
she
burn.
get him. Oh, he got double pushed by the cogs. One into the other. Almost ended up on the wrong side of the cliff area where the Ember Spirit could have hunted him down, but fortunately, Save will get away.
At least keeps him away from the bounty rune, so Laurel can go and bottle that up and get some reprieve here in the mid lane. And good news, I'd say, as well for Yadoro, too. Gets him into a 1v1 versus the Centaur, a little bit more comfortable. Obviously, Centaur is going to be able to farm and trade all right, but you're okay if you're trading evenly at the point of the match.
Juggernaut totally free farm, which is what you want to see if you pick this hero specifically for the lane. The panel talked about how important it is for Boom Boys. It's always been a big part of their identity.
Yeah.
Winning lanes, least coming away neutral. It feels like if you watch Boom Boys and they lose lanes, oh, you're in big time trouble. But this time around, they're walking away with an all right DS situation here.
I don't want to have GVK too far behind. It is the Invoker, so a mid that's known to be a little bit slower. Maybe not playing his typical style. He likes to get his hands a little dirty, and this time you just throw some Sunstrikes. You farm in towards your Meteor Hammer. We're going to go and stack some Ancients. Farm your way into the game that way, so might have to be a little more patient. Yeah, Nami has been roaming back here for a long time.
The way around. Full snap. Laurel maybe trying to bait him in a little bit. Not me. He's going to show up. Much to GPK's surprise. Rocket Flare, Blood Grenade, toss him back into the flames of Laurel. Finish him off. And they've got the heroes here to be able to perhaps secure Power Rune.
Yep,
Be able to split it up.
Patented Wyvern does find the ward in behind. We'll even leave it there.
Power Rune. Laurel, full refill. It's going to be Haste Rune top. So back to base. Even with the harassment of the Arctic Burn, he'll be full and have the Power Rune to work off of. Something that our Ember Spirit from game one did not really get the opportunity to do. Back over to Yutoro. Ooh, the Bushwhack off the mark there. Sunstrike still going to land, and Yutoro would certainly be dead if Bushwhack landed. Looks like he'll die either way.
No outs from that play here. CBK getting chased down here. Another Blood Grenade.
Hey, hits him with one cogs. Another round. A second cogs. Lands. Not me. Coming in from the side. Fate Bolt, Telekinesis once again, and Laurel zooming all around. You've already used the Tornado. Nothing to dispel the power of this Power Rune.
Nami just never
Look at him run. He's going to go for the Wisdom Shrine, too.
Ooh, okay, Laurel trying to make something extra out of this play. And, I mean, who's here? Save is nearby.
Yeah, the Centaur's going to have to come back and try and fight this Ember Spirit, who has Flame Guard off cooldown. Save, all you can really hope for is you Bushwhack, pull him off of this with the Vacuum F-like effect, but otherwise, I just don't see how they're going to be able to battle it out. I mean, the Invoker, the Sunstrike can help. It'll get Laurel a little bit low. Maybe that'll scare him away. Cox pushing Miro off of it, but here comes the Templar Assassin and the Collect. You've got the Underlord Gate even on top of that. There was just no possible way for Boom Boys to get this Wisdom Shrine. And look at Yutoro. He's going to push into the side lane area and take the stack. That is so smart.
All right, that is definitely an evolution of what has happened at this tournament. These camps have really told a full story for the offlane, where we started with like the constant stacking for the offlaner. They didn't even play the lane. Then we started seeing the sentry blocking every single game from the enemy supports straight away to take that. And now when your carries and your cores, they come to fight at the shrine, they just immediately look for stacks. Like this is some really good evolution here and just ideas changing throughout this patch, throughout this tournament.
Illusion Rune top, Katomi will have to grab it. Fortunately, keeps it away from Laurel. That's the most important thing. Juggernaut's still the biggest winner off of this laning phase. Has just been totally free farming those supplies against the Underlord. Has forced Collapse out of lane once or twice.
A very rare Battle Fury builder to be entering into our game here once again. A common tool we get to see, and it is a little bit slower paced. Farming into an item that just helps you farm a little bit more. But it does have the safety of the spin TP. Of course, there is the hook shot, but not the most reliable one necessarily, especially when they're trying to do it in the middle of a wave. They generally have a good idea of how they're trying to escape versus the clockwork.
It does make me worried, though. It feels like there are some... It's going to be kind of hard to get good on these slashes against some of these heroes. It's going to be kind of hard to always make sure you can
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Not the freest Juggernaut.
And it feels like, yes, he did win the lane. He farmed really well, but were there other heroes that, you know, with how much attention the supports have gone to mid, like, I feel like there's plenty of heroes that also could have had an okay time. So you kind of hope that this second half of the game for the Jug adds a lot of value.
I wonder how much this conversation with the TA pickup and everything came about this mid lane. Because Team Spirit certainly came into this with a plan. My goodness, they just swarmed this mid lane nonstop, making sure the Invoker had no game whatsoever, and they were able to do so. You got two side laners that can play solo against heroes, right? Collapse, possibility that he dies maybe, but he can always TP away, right? It's double slows. Like, there's nothing really here that can stop it. So he can always TP away. Templar Assassin is always kind of a hard hero to threaten in lane at some point.
Yeah, she's always whittling you down with these side blades. You're never exactly sure just, how much burst she's going to have on you, so it's always a little bit tense.
Later in the lane, your higher levels of refraction are just hard to get through.
Yep.
I mean, especially if you could pull the supports away, then a Centaur versus a Templar Assassin, there's nothing Miro can do about that.
I mean, how often do you see an Ember get a tower before 10 minutes? Like 9.5 minutes. Well, I mean, I guess it wasn't an Ember, right? It was Ember and two friends. So it certainly wasn't a fair fight for GPK.
It was a tri-lane. It was
in his defense, he spawns Forged Spirits. So he kind of makes it unfair.
It's a weird 3-on-3, sure.
Yeah, I feel like you deserve to have your buds come mid in that case.
Radiant's
got some stacks still, so not me even making sure, even if Collapse did get shut down in lane, which he absolutely did not, there was still recovery options here in this triangle.
That's where he's going too. He doesn't want his stacks. He wants their stacks.
Yeah, Team Spirit have been really making an MO of taking the enemy stacks away from them. Again, this concept of them playing slower heroes fast, well, they're playing some fast heroes even faster now as the Ember Spirit's going to chase down the Winter Wyvern, not having level 6, so no way out of this one.
What's the point of the most farmed carry if you're just going to let him die like that? He's right next to you.
Yeah, he's running for the hills.
That's your man.
Part of this.
You know, you give everything to him, and he just goes back to spin on some neutrals.
Couldn't even leave him a healing ward.
No.
So
Radiant's
it's a gesture
middle
of
tower
goodness.
is under
Just
attack.
as if maybe it could have done something. GPK, he's trying to get something here. As you can see, the stacks are even and on each side.
Yeah, we're going to need
Are
camps
scanning.
stacked, and then we're going to need camps taken. Because
Yeah.
while Boom Boys have, sure, they've
Dyer's
stacked,
top
but guess
tower
what?
is under
Spirit has
attack.
taken half of those stacks that they've made. Heritage wants to hold his safe lane tower. But is he going to be able to do so? Once again, you've got the Centaur who doesn't really give you a whole lot in this early game. Best he can do is he's going to be pressured to spin and maybe TP out. There's the spin, there's the TP out, and the hook shot. Rue's level 6 and he's here. Heritage, you can't toy with Team Spirit like that. They've got the killer instinct here. They brought Rue up just for that opportunity. They're trying to what's going to go out from GPK. Maybe they can get one kill off of this with the sharpshooter and the meteor. They will, but it's going to be worse for Boom Boys. It's going to be Kantomi run down by Laurel. Returns with fresh resources. Even chase after save a bit. How many remnants does Laurel have? Is he able to hunt him down back behind the tier 2? No, he's going to give up on it. Got his vessel good to go. It is flying out already. At
Dyer's
12 minutes
top
and
tower
30,
is
he'll have
under
it.
attack.
Man, this is looking a lot like the last game. Knocking down the mid tower, pressuring into the top tower, getting all this vision, stealing all of your stacks, and you have these heroes who, again, are pretty dependent
Dyer's
on
top
the stacks,
tower is
mostly
under
the
attack.
Invoker in this case.
Yeah, they were having this argument in the green room, right? About like everybody is playing slow. Surely one of these teams could punish this play. And it seems like, well, Team Spirit's the one to take up this mantle.
I think the risk was shown in game 1, though, because you saw how it just
Radiant
didn't grow.
are scanning.
Yeah.
Like, they were just constantly pressuring
Dyer's
everything, but
top
still
tower
Boom Boys
is
were
under
able to
attack.
keep it relatively close. And so there still is this pressure to you have to find these kills. You have to keep it up. You can't make any mistakes because if you suddenly get wiped, then all of a sudden all this effort and harder gameplay you've put in, more mental effort,
Dyer's
just
top
gets
tower
wasted
is
and you're
under
behind.
attack.
So they succeeded game 1.
And would you be able to do this against a team that is even better at playing fast, right?
Yeah.
Could you do something like this, Division? Push back with the cogs, locked down by the chains, an easy pickup for Laurel. As the charges continue to grow, and Boom Boys, all they can say is, well, we're getting some of our items. They've got a Battle Fury on Juggernaut, but once again, it's going to be them watching Team Spirit run down supports, maybe in run down cores every once in a while they try and push for their first couple of items that will allow them to fight back.
Just
Dyer's
feels like
bottom
they're walking
tower
into the
is
same
All the way
problem.
back here. Wait, what?
Okay, there's no...
The game's over? All right, Boom Boys, go ahead and call it. The admin has said that there's no possible way for you to win this game. I'm sorry.
14 minutes. I mean, Insanium want to do this as a bit, but production's in on it, I guess. It's over. Simply call it.
Rue pushing him back. Another Wisdom Shrine taken by Team Spirit. I mean, they're absolutely relentless. This is a Team Spirit that is just going to shove you out of the game as quick as possible. And Telekinesis tossed back with the Stolen Meteor. Not me. Okay, good curse. Great setup by Kantomi. Can they actually get something off of this? Because these heroes are so low. Here comes Laurel. Runs down Winter with the Remnants. Like chains on another. 2 kills off of that one. A desperate TP away works for the Centaur. But there's just no shot. Even with a curse
Dyer's
like
bottom
that,
tower
Boom Boys
is
could
under
do
attack.
nothing to push back against Spirit.
They couldn't connect with the Sunstreak. They couldn't get a finished kill there. At the very least, they only lost their 2 supports, but it's just a sign of what is to come right now. I mean, this is elimination here. On the main stage, you can't go in 2 games like this. And somehow a game that's even looking more devastating at this point.
Yeah, it's looking like once again it's going to be Boom Boys farming, and at some point they say, okay, we've got enough items. They go for one fight, and if that fight fails, we saw what happened last game, right?
Yeah,
The Spirit
we
went from a
did.
5k gold lead to a 12k gold lead, and the game was pretty much over.
Last game, they kept growing this lead with the Tiny. He's running around. He eventually gets the Shadow Blade. We don't have those same tools. You know, maybe the Vision game will be a little bit easier for the side of Boom Boys. Kano, Omi, and Save are running together. They're pairing up with Heritage, but it's The Jug, I mean, how reliable is an Omni Slash kill here?
Really got to land this Bushwhack, and they do. The Omni Slash paired with it, beautifully done by Boom Boys. A trap set up and a trap executed.
That Bushwhack so necessary. Well done here.
The thing is there was potential for counterplay, right? What if he sliced?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's it.
All that effort would have been for nothing. But they do get it. That pulls back some of the net worth. That'll shut down a little bit of this aggression from Team Spirit.
Oh, and
Radiant's
instantly,
top
though, the
tower is
D-Ward
under
comes
attack.
out. Not me. Read him like a book.
Radiant are
Can't get
scanning.
away from Miro. Couldn't save his Helmadam creep, though. Drew and Yutoro just taking over this area. They know Centaur is going to be a slower offlaner who eventually uses the Helmadam. He pulls creeps around, but he farms these areas while he's doing the
Radiant's
Helmadam
top
shenanigans.
tower
Well, what
is under
happens
attack.
if you can't farm these areas? What happens if Yutoro is farming you? And your creeps.
There's still
Miro,
an Underlord
Tornado,
Axe
toss back,
here.
and they had the Underlord Axe. Set it up perfectly. Here comes the Melt Strikes. No, Laurel is solo. He actually went in. This absolute madman, he went in for that. A curse goes off, but he's so low. A blood grenade thrown after him. Everything. They have the Sunstrike. Oh, he dodges that too. Laurel, he's untouchable. You can't stop this guy. A Cogs hit. Kiritich goes down.
Cappy's
Now it's
coming
up
back
to
in.
GPK. Oh my God, Laurel once more. He gets another kill with it.
Oh, he's breaking ankles and breaking hearts. Laurel takes down
Dire's middle
GPK.
tower is under attack.
They're trying so hard to find the fight, to find the moment. They've already lived through this once. You're supposed to see it in slow motion. You've been here. But it's just the same story. It's Groundhog Day for Boom Boys.
It's reoccurring nightmares of something that they can't wake up
Dire's
from.
middle tower
I
is
mean,
under
they
attack.
saw this Ember Spear cut so low at the start of the fight, it looked okay.
This looks like one of the best Underlord Axe openings I've ever
Dire's
seen.
top
Oh,
tower
yeah.
is
You know,
under
60
attack.
minutes, he's so far, but he comes streaming in with Not Me.
Dire's
And then
top tower
Laurel, I
has
mean, the
fallen.
guy's head, like the mental stack to stay alive in the situation, to even just think of the Sunstrike with everything else going on. Like, what a cutback.
Oh, so smooth with it. Kiritich
Are
gets
scanning.
diced up by the Templar Assassin. That one wasn't even close. I didn't even see what the Omni Slash did. I assume it did not do a whole lot because
Oh, he's back.
outside of Laurel getting low, whoo, Kiritich back to pounding death, unable to get his hands on Team Spirit. Again,
Radiant are
trying to pull
scanning.
these lane shenanigans. Guess what? There's a hook shot pushing you back away, and the cancel on the TP2. Stuck up in this corner, a corner he will stay in if Rue has anything to say about it. Miro turns, nowhere to run. He knows he's dead. Beautifully played by
Is
Rue.
under
I have
attack.
never seen so much action occur on
Radiant's
this set of
top
stairs
tower is
than
under
in this
attack.
game.
Yes.
They are just trying to live here on this Centaur and getting punished over and over again. Yadro will take the tower as a prize. He now gets his Lotus. I mean, this is just... It's everything
Dire's
of last
bottom
game and
tower
just
is
so
under
much worse
attack.
for them. Boom Boys, they found a lot of good successes. It is true in the last game. They're going to have to channel
Dire's
every little bit of it in this one, though. They're going to try and find that one play. I mean, it's
From the
a bad
cog.
sign.
Oh, man.
He must have so much hero damage on Cruise. It is unbelievable how many cogs he hit. Take it back a step here. I'm up the next round of items. Chasm Stone next on Collapse. Make that ult even better. The pressure does not let up though. Stolen spin, a smoke from Team Spirit. Who can they find now?
Behold, a subtle bird.
Shots ready, Ruse here. There's no safety for Kiritich.
Kiritich. Turn back. Oh, another three-man gate opening as they get the two supports a little bit locked down. The rest of the team, it's slow to get here. Kiritich has to use the spin and make a run for it. Winner's Curse locking down Laurel, but just for a pittance. It's still going to be Laurel hunting down Katomi. You just get a Winter Wyvern out of that. A little bit surprising considering the number of heroes caught inside of that initial pit gate opening there. But they also walk away with an interesting prize, a Winner's Curse for nothing.
Yeah, a very split fight to start.
Oh, maybe they get GPK as well. Off of this ward, off the TA trap, slowing him down. Telekinesis quickly bursted. And Toro leading the way on this Templar Assassin.
Peace.
If you buy a Meteor Hammer and you don't get to farm Ancients, there's no point having this item, you know? And that
Dire's
is your
middle
path
tower
to
is under attack.
further grow in this game as the Invoker. And he was completely denied that. You're in behind a Rubik who's got an Essence Distiller. He's the same level as you. He just throws it on top of you and you have no escape.
Chopping away at tier 2s very
Radiant are
brazenly.
scanning.
map's just going to open up even further. I mean, take like the tier 1s inevitably happens, right? But the tier 2s feels like that's when the map really starts breaking down if you lose those.
And you just gotta find every little nook and cranny you can get to the far map. Heroes way down on the bottom side of the map, trying to get into a blink dagger, maybe open up some sort of a sunstrike play. Heritage is spinning
away.
here.
Spin and a curse to stop him. They've got multiple answers at this point. Rue still holding on to the hook shot. Let's see who he wants to hunt down with this one. Keeps on poking at Kataomi with the cogs, but they want Kiritage. And Kiritage, he's trying to go through the gate, but no, that's going to be stopped by the Shackleton. Laurel, dominating streak for him. Yatoro hunting in the mid lane. They've got the gate on the other side of Kataomi. Team Spirit's just playing too perfect. Boom Boys just can't keep up.
It's like an arcade version of Dota right now. Like
yeah, we're playing some overthrow.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel right, you know? With the way some of these matches have gone, it feels like they've just cracked a code here and just said, nah, we're a little better than this, or we're gonna play our own game here.
Dire's
That's a 21-minute butterfly.
Yeah, good look. Go ahead and Omni Slash, the Templar Assassin. Refraction plus Butterfly. Okay. 14 charges on that Deso. Miro is desperately trying to find farm out of the map because he knows his side of the map is completely occupied by Team Spirit. So all he can do is play near the Radiant tier 2s.
Dire's middle tower
Find
is
a
under
little secret
attack.
path down here, and he does not dare go back because danger lurks in his own jungle. An air of menace is about on the Dire side, so gonna come over to the much friendlier looking Radiant jungle.
And I love how efficiently that both of these lineups for Team Spirit, because they the Slardar with the Corrosive Haze, now with the Templar Assassin, which they took away from Boom Boys, and this one, they can take Tormentor and Roshan very efficiently. They don't actually need to bring that many heroes to it. They can still play the map, still be menaces there. Boom Boys can't get close because they're trying to deal with these lanes and everything.
It's so interesting because having these objective takers like the TA or the Slardar hasn't looked like a big benefit because there's always been this like team fight because there's never such a giant gap. It's always felt like, well, I don't necessarily want to Rosh because the team fight's how they get back into it. And even now, they are trying to look for that moment. That's the read from the Boom Boys. Atos up on the Invoker. Can they find the perfect
Not me.
storm?
They actually managed to get the jump on him. He had spin. He was trying to bait them in, but didn't activate it fast enough. So Boom Boys will get the pick off. It's still going to be losing Roshan. Aegis for free for Yatoro. No threat there. Butterfly and an Aegis. I mean, simply put, this Invoker doesn't feel strong enough to kill this TA twice.
Now he's going to rely on a lot of help from his friends and try and set things up a bit here with an extra bit of disable.
A lot of Atos pick up for the Invoker. They are desperate to stop Laurel and the havoc that he has been playing on Boom Boys.
Yeah, but I mean, there's already the shard for the Rubik. There's a Force Staff there for the Clockwork. They already have these tools because of this giant gold lead that is going to rely on not only some offensive plays from Boom Boys, but honestly some positioning issues from Team Spirit. And that has not looked like something that they're really going to be doing in this series.
You might even have a global
Dire's
save.
middle tower
I've got
has
Lotus Orb
fallen.
coming in for Underlord,
Just
so
show
he
up.
can gate in and just pass over the
Dire's
Lotus
middle
whenever you
tower
need
is
it.
under attack.
Huddled up behind their tier
Radiant
2.
are scanning.
Yatoro, he doesn't care.
look at him
He
go.
doesn't care at all. Go ahead. Fight me if you want. I dare you, Psyblades, making mincemeat of Kataomi even through the cold embrace.
See, that's called
Dire
pure
are
damage
scanning.
there, folks. All right, he's going to cut right through you
Dire's
on that
top
with the
tower
side.
is under attack.
And the TA traps are getting so much vision. They've got the gem, making sure there's no vision down for Boom Boys. Okay, Tornado, Rod of Atos. Oh, but there's that telekinesis toss away. So Kiritage has to work for this one. He's so Omni Slash. So now Kiritage has to waste even more time trying to get this Rubik, and he can't. He has to spin TP out. They can't even kill a
Dire's
Rubik. They
top
can't
tower
even stop
is under
Not Me.
attack.
Yeah. I'll second that one.
Yeah, it is. It's getting larger and larger here.
A battle for top 3, and it's not a battle at all. This has just been a pummeling.
Dire's
It's a
top
complete
tower
massacre
is
here
under
on the
attack.
stage.
Dire's top tower has
This
fallen.
is not what they were hoping for coming into this. Yes, we know Team Spirit's strong, but Boom Boys, they know them very well. Traditionally, intra-regionally, that's actually where they've struggled a little bit on Spirit.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Just let this guy farm some ogres. Just let him go in peace. Oh no, he's not going to do that. One man hit, another Manta dodge, side blades, links forward, finish him off. That's how you play Templar Assassin.
All gas, no brakes.
No cooldowns to wait for. No wards to worry about. And seemingly no strength from Boom Boys to push back. Go ahead, cut the wave you want to. They got the Distiller on you. They've got the ultimate gates. Running around. A Ghost Walk stolen for not
nice
being
block.
through. Nice block there from Miro, doing what he can.
He's really pulling out all the stops to just try and live here, but his base is in shambles at the same time.
Yeah, go ahead and cut as many waves as you want bottom. It's the top lane where the tier 3 is going to fall.
Middle tower is under
They're
attack.
looking to punch their ticket into tomorrow right now.
Yeah, I mean, we started at the start of the series, right? One of these teams wants a fast 2-0. I was kind of maybe thinking that jokingly, but like Team Spirit.
Storyline building, guys.
Yeah.
You didn't have to take it so literally.
They actually came here to end this series in under an hour of game
Dire's top
time.
barracks
One lane of
has
barracks
fallen.
already gone at
Dire's top
26
barracks
minutes.
has fallen.
Boom Boys.
Dire's middle
They're
tower
going to hold
is under
on
attack.
as long as they can. This is elimination at TI. But it feels like they just don't have anything. A smoke wraparound here. Going to be broken by Laurel.
Are scanning.
Do you manage to hit the stomp? Can you get the bushwhack afterwards? Then the sharpshooter. Oh, hook shot attempted. Laurel gets off the BKB. Stampede stolen by the Rubik. They're going to activate that once again. Laurel's just going to toy with them. 100 HP, 200 HP. It doesn't matter. He just keeps on trucking at you. They do have the Omni Slash in the back line. So once again, not me. Steals that one. Uses it back on the Juggernaut. Laurel finishes off the Winder Wyvern at low HP. GPK diving into the base. Yotoro to try and finish him off. Needs some help from his team in order to get vision on this guy. They'll chase after Save all the way into the tier 4s. They have the gate to lock him down. Yotoro off the side blades. Can't quite finish him off. Turns the damage back around onto Kiritich with the spin. Running, trying to get back to the fountain to stay alive. Another gate to hold him here. The Firestorm trying to finish him off. He gets the back. The Cold Embrace keeps him alive, but GPK dies. He got away once, doesn't get away twice, and he's going to have to buy back if they want to be able to hold a second lane of barracks that is rapidly falling to Yotoro.
Had always bought himself a blink dagger.
Look at him, he's got 15 seconds left on the Aegis. He doesn't care. He's trying to kill heroes inside of the fountain right now.
Not me just chucking these Sunspecs in, trying to help Yotaro fountain farm.
The Blood Grenade, they're desperately trying to stop Yotoro from getting outside the base so he won't get the Aegis regen. Their only chance of killing him is if he stays at the 20 HP mark, but 20% HP. But rather, Yotoro gets away, now back up to full. Elena Barracks.
In 20 seconds till the curse is back up here. They're just throwing out Sunstrikes.
Damage on Kiritich, man.
Just burning this Hydra's Breath. The healing ward barely doing anything.
Side blade, almost finished him off.
Look at this healing ward now helping Yotaro too. If it wasn't hard enough already.
Yotoro just one after another, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the Juggernaut's gonna stop me? No. Okay, now the start? No. Yeah, let's just one after the other. Who's next? Who's next? Who's got me?
The Royal Rumble, currently Yotaro reigning
There's
champ.
the curse. Got 3, and it's a TA pummeling his own Underlord. Class finally dies. Now they got the Rod of Atos onto Not Me as well. Hit him with the Stomp follow-up. Omni Slash to kill Not Me. No stealing it this time around. Meanwhile, Laurel inside the base with a Godlike, with the damage coming in from the Templar Assassin. They push back Boom Boys, even with an excellent curse like that. You can't stop Spirit. Oh, shot deeper. Catching the Hoodwink. The side blades hitting Kiritich all the way in the back. He's hiding inside of his fountain right now because he can't just take the heat. The Yotoro is throwing at him time after time. Laurel is low here. No remnants. They can actually maybe got him on the Rod of Atos, but Kiritich can't stick to him, man. The Sunstrike lands. GPK finally gets the kill. They got one of these cores. They killed 2 of them. What about Yotoro?
Oh, it's a toss out from Not Me. They're going to bail him out. Throw him right out of the base.
They got so many of them, but ultimately can't stop the raid boss.
Well, okay.
A Blink Stomp from Not Me, stolen away from the Centaur. Couldn't get the telekinesis far enough away. Not Me playing a little loose with it here. Does get himself killed inside the base. Yotoro's already finished off the tier 3, and now he's saying, all right, who's next? I've got one more building to go. Kachoni, the Cold Embrace is only a setup for me. Tornado couldn't get there in time to save him. Yotoro now hitting melee barracks. Here comes the gate, stopping Miro. 1, 2, 3. Miro's almost dead already. He hits a stomp. He's running in, and he's running straight into the lawnmower. That is Yotoro and his side blades, and that's GG. Team Spirit, 30 minutes on the dot, will make their berth into the last day of TI.
Friendly chat back and forth between the teams, but that game was anything but friendly here, Cap. Team Spirit, they say, we have a destiny to get to tomorrow. You are in our way. And we've had enough of this.
I
Dire's middle
do not
tower
want to
has
be
fallen.
any of these teams matched up against a Team Spirit that
Dire's middle
seems
tower
in
is under attack.
full form, man.
That was a
Dire's middle
completely
tower
different
has
beast of
fallen.
Dota than not just Team Spirit have played here, but really anyone. Like, you think about the
Dire's
Vision games and
ancient
domination
is
they've
under
shown.
attack.
I still haven't seen Dota like that.
No.
Like, this is a totally different beast that you have to look at now. You know, it's getting late into the night. You got to do a little bit of studying to make sure that doesn't happen to you tomorrow.
Exactly, right? It feels like so many of these teams, they figured out how to be able to play the map. You know, the conversation between Vision and Yandex. Oh, yeah, we both like to do the split push. Yeah, and like,
you pulled this
maybe
camp
they like a
here.
little bit more team fight or something. Team Spirit's like, screw all that. Let's just run them over, man.